Buyers who are currently on the fence and waiting to buy would start to come out again. This very type of scenario has pushed Carlsbad home prices higher. If you're thinking about buying a home, but you're not sure if you should wait until interest rates come back down, you've got 3 options. And stick around to the end of this video because there's a 4th bonus option which most people do not know, and so they do not factor it into their decision of whether or not to buy a home here. First off, it's a tough choice to pull the trigger and get into a mortgage today at an interest rate that is 3 or 4% higher than it would have been just 2 years ago. A $500,000 mortgage payment today at 7% is more than $1,200 higher than it was when interest rates were 3%, and that is pretty hard to justify, especially where inflation is currently, and not just housing, but everything else we consume, including gas and restaurants. They're all more expensive as well. So option number 1 is to wait it out until you can get that mortgage payment down to something more doable. And by the way, let us know in the comments below the main reason you are holding out from buying in the current market. Maybe interest rates will come down soon. We do not know what the Fed will do, but that may be the best option for you, as most near-term future home buyers are thinking the same thing. Many people moving to Carlsbad figure, hey, you know what? I can swing the extra $1,200 per month, but I'd rather just rent a home for a year or 2, keep an eye on interest rates, and when things settle down and when it seems like the right time for me financially, I'll buy the home of my dreams at that point. And very quickly, I'm Anthony with Living in Carlsbad, and if you're finding value in this video, consider subscribing so that you don't miss any of the weekly videos I record about this beautiful North County San Diego community. I'm going to take you through some neighborhoods. I'm going to show you some homes at different price points. As a matter of fact, this video above is a neighborhood tour of Bressi Ranch here in Carlsbad, so be sure to watch that one as well. I'll also go over the good, the bad, and the ugly of living in Carlsbad, California, so that you know what to expect if you do move here. Now back to the video, and the second option you have if you are thinking of making a move to Carlsbad, and that is to throw in the towel, forget about buying altogether, and stay a renter foreseeable future. Depending on your situation and where you are in your life, maybe you've retired, the kids are grown and off living on their own, or maybe you're ready to cash out your current home, add those funds to your retirement account, and live a comfortable, relaxed life here in beautiful Carlsbad. This may be the option for you. If we look at the math, let's say you find a suitable rental here in a nice Carlsbad neighborhood, and let's say it costs you $4,000 per month. After 20 years, that's almost $1 million you've paid in rent, not including the fact that the rent rate on that home will increase over the years. But then again, you're not dealing with home ownership at that point and all that goes with it, like maintenance, property taxes, and things like that. And again, that may be the right choice for you depending on your situation and your ultimate goals. Before we get into the third option, it's worth looking at the history of home prices here and combine that with the movement of mortgage rates to see what the future may look like. Of course, we do not have a crystal ball. There is no way that we can speculate or predict where either prices or rates are going, but it's good to look at what has happened in the past before making a decision about your future. Specifically for Carlsbad, and really San Diego in general, we have seen a steady increase in home prices throughout the years, aside from the mortgage meltdown of 2008. Most recently, we have seen home values rise sharply through the pandemic, and they continued to increase when COVID cases started to decline. Of course, at that time, interest rates were in the 2 to 3% range, and that affordability was one of the factors that helped fuel the surge. One not so obvious thing though that has changed specifically for sunny destination spots like Carlsbad, California, is the influx of well-employed, high-earning buyers coming from Northern California and other more expensive parts of the country. Many of these buyers still have their careers intact, are now mostly working from home, and are coming from cities with a higher cost of living than Carlsbad, where their salaries reflect that. I mean, who wouldn't want to move to a city that has the best weather in the country keep their high-paying job, and potentially pay less for a home. And how do we know that? We get calls every day from buyers moving to Carlsbad from San Francisco, Chicago, New York, and other cities where housing and the cost of living in general is astronomically high, and now these buyers don't have to wait until they retire to make a move here. This could be an opportunity for you, but it could also be a threat, and here's what I mean by that. Let's start with the potential downside. As mentioned, many future home buyers are waiting for mortgage interest rates to come back down before going out and looking for a Carlsbad, California home to buy. Prices here are stable. We're not seeing 10, 15 offers on homes anymore like we saw a year or a year and a half ago, but we are seeing full price and even slightly above full price offers. And sometimes 3 or more multiple offers on homes that we currently put on the market week in, week out. This is happening in a market where interest rates are more than double what they were back then. Now let's say that in an imaginary world, we woke up tomorrow morning and we looked at our news feed on our phone and saw that mortgage rates dropped 5% overnight. Buyers who are currently on the fence and waiting to buy would start to come out again, and they would get serious about competing for a home here, squeezing a lot of demand into a low supply market. Again, we cannot predict the future, but historically, this very type of scenario has pushed Carlsbad home prices higher. And of course, barring any catastrophic event, we would not see such a sudden interest rate drop. And that's the good news, meaning you have time. I believe it was James Caan who said, observe the masses and do the opposite. You see, inventory here in Carlsbad, meaning the amount of homes currently available for sale, is very low. We've already seen from the past that when more buyers flood the market, bidding wars start to happen, causing homes to sell for 10, 20, even 100,000 over asking price. So the third option you have if you are making a move to Carlsbad is to avoid that situation altogether, buy a home before interest rates come back down and before home prices go back up, then refinance into the new lower interest rate in the future. Obviously, no guarantees. We cannot possibly predict where rates or home values will be in the future, but we can draw from the past. Now, how do you make this situation even better for yourself should you decide to buy now? Our past clients have found the most success by looking at homes here in Carlsbad that are not yet on the market. Some of these home sellers have already hired us, are going to be ready to move in 2 to 3 months, but do not want their home to go on the market just yet for various reasons. Some are making last-minute improvements to the home, some just wish to maintain their privacy from the general public. Whatever the reason though, they would be happy for you to come by, take a look, and make an offer before the rest of the world knows that they will be selling. If that sounds like it might be for you, just give us a call, send us a text, or simply click on this calendar link to schedule a live Zoom for a day and time that is convenient for you. Once you've scheduled a time slot, we'll go over what you are looking for in a home. We'll get right into it, take a look at some homes during that very first meeting, and then we'll schedule which other homes you would like a personalized in-person or live video tour of should you be out of the area. If you still need to know more about living in Carlsbad, click or tap on this video where we dive deeper into the pros and cons of living here. Again, I'm Anthony with Living in Carlsbad. I hope you found it useful, and I'll see you on the next video.